See that? Right on cue. I know. That's Jeff, right?
That's his job.
That's Jeff, that's right. Okay, now this also happened, and it's called Homeless Inside. And this actually is very profound because not everyone you meet on the street is actually, I guess they haven't lost their faculties. There's some that are actually quite intelligent. It's just that, whoops.
Okay.
It's just that life has sometimes dealt them a raw deal. This man was fairly intelligent. Homeless inside. The black man with the misshapen cap and colorful beads around his neck asked if I could spare a loonie. A toonie would do. As I walked by Parkdale's railway overpass and long gone railway station. We are all homeless, he said, but I'm homeless outside. I have what I need inside. I'm at peace with who I am. I don't need much. A shady tree for the sun, a sheet of plastic for the rain, an extra coat or two for the winter. Where I am is my home. But where do you go when you're homeless inside? No matter where you are, you're never at home. Your head is still spinning, your legs are still restless. From the biggest mansion to the stained shelter bed, you'll never be at home when you're homeless inside. That was pretty wise. I still remember that, and that's why I wrote the poem. Okay, this one is actually a poem I wrote after my divorce in 2000, and it's something that happens when, as you get older, you do go through life's tribulations. And this is actually a poem about estrangement. So it's not really a love poem, it's the opposite. It's called The Silence of Strangers. Silence, as if between two strangers. The fact that in fact we have become. No reply to words spoken and ignored. Our once dialogue reduced to the rambling monologue of a lunatic. Eyes stare ahead, never looking back, avoiding contact with the shapeless contours of an image rapidly fading. Yeah. So that's, let's lighten it up a little bit here. This is a great time of the year. One of the great things about this time of the year is that there are a lot of flowers. So I'm going to read a couple of poems about flowers. This is called Wild Alberta Rose. And some of those wild roses doesn't necessarily have to be from Alberta, but that happens to be their provincial flower. You can see a whole bunch of wild roses just walking in the woods here, and they're really pretty. They're really a lovely flower. Okay, wild and impetuous. The woods are filled with your seed. You lead me deeper into the forbidden territory, where you feel quite at home among the thorns and the bramble. Among the thorns and the brambles that pricks my skin and beads my blood drop like dew upon your lips and cheeks, pink from the western winds. So that's the wild Alberta rose. And you know, when all right, let's compare that to the red rose. Red rose. Hey, what's the matter with your shins there?
Oh, I had shin splints.
What's that?
It was like an injury I had.
Come here, tell the people what it is. Okay, so because they're going to be wondering. Come over here. Come over here. All right, we got to have it. What's your name?
Jamie.
Jamie, come over here, Jamie. Okay, just, tell the people. Okay, what is your shin splints all about?
Oh, it's an injury.
She had an injury from running. They're shin splints. They're not straps from her shoes. I thought they were at first.
Oh, no. It's like a tape and it's like my physiotherapy.
Do you run?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you run on concrete, you get shin splints, right? You should be running on soft ground.
Yeah, or if you're not running hot, really.
Right. There you go. Thanks, Jamie. Did you want to say anything else?
No.
Okay. Are you enjoying Urban Park?
I just got here, so. It's
Good. Well, enjoy yourself. All right. Okay, so we're going to go and compare. I just finished reading Wild Alberta Rose, and I'm going to read the poem called Red Rose, because I guess they're related, but they're quite different looking. Layer upon fold upon layer, red petals, long-stemmed, fringed with blood-drawing thorns. Love brings happiness, but your beauty also brings pain. Your love blinds my eyes, and my mind sees only you. Obsessively, compulsively, I reach for you. You burn me with a passion so strong. Your red fire singes my brain. Your consuming passion so strong. Your consuming beauty stamped indelibly in my soul. Your thorns, syringes shooting into my veins. That's a red rose. Okay. Lilies are kind of nice. There's different types of lilies. And so this poem is called Lily. I used to know a girl named Lily. But this poem is about the flower. Lily, alluring and gentle, swaying slightly in the spring breeze, full of youth and vigor, her white petals tenderly serrated, provocative poses entices bees and butterflies and me to suck on her nectar breasts, while her slender, delicate head looks to the shadow of the black oak for shelter from the storm. So that's Lily. Maybe I should sing a song. Let's see here. I wrote a song about a year ago called the Timmins Song, and I held a contest, and these two young women, one is Susan Tesluk, who you probably know, the engineer. The other is my friend Tammy Fournier. They did a great job in coming up with a really good tune, but I'm going to sing the original, which is a little bit more Bobby Dylan-esque. Unfortunately, I don't have a guitar. I guess Calvin's gone back to look after the store. So I'm just going to play my harmonica and see what happens. Heights of Kamoskosia to the depths of the Kid Creek mine, from the shining shores of the Matagami, the McIntyre head frame to the shining dome. Timmins, you'll always be my home. From our First Nation mothers to our European brothers, from our Asian kins, Timmins, you'll always be in. Together we'll win. The Timmins I'm in. Whoa, the road she is weary, the road she is long. The battle's not to the swift, the battle's not to the strong. So Timmins, together, side by side, me and you, together we'll win. Timmins, I'm in. Now, if you really want to hear the good song, go to my YouTube site, and I'll say it slowly so you can write it down. It's youtube.com/Giornalisti. That's Giornalisti. Okay, I'm going to ask all of you at the end of my session to spell it back to me. But if you want to hear a tremendous version, it's the version by Susan Tesluk and Tammy Fournier, accompanied by the guitarist Eric Bedard. And they're all from Timmins. They did a wonderful job at it. Okay. So, I'm not sure what time it is. I guess someone's going to pop up when my time is up and say, get out of here. So I'm going to read another poem. And then I'll sing one more song, maybe to conclude the whole thing. I'm gonna sing a song here, that, or at least read a poem here, that actually is kind of a children's tale. It's called I Woke Up This Morning as a Toad. And so just imagine you're in bed and you're dreaming and you dream you're a toad. That could be off-putting, because who wants to be a toad? I woke up this morning feeling like a toad, amphibious and green. I hopped to the river where I jumped in and was swept by the currents of the water, furiously spraying the joggers and cyclists on paths sailing by the banks, past rusted auto parts and rusted bed springs, past swift swimming salmon and slow spinning turtles, a voracious bottom-feeding carp. And I got into a fight with a sucker, all warts and puckering lips. He accused me of owing him money, and I told him, get out of here. I didn't even know fish carried money. Well, the sucker, he got angry, and he called all his scaly friends to pursue me in hate. Through the jagged rock edges that ripped my toady skin, I felt quite exhausted. I felt quite alone. I felt quite exhausted. I felt quite alone until I remembered one thing. I had lungs. Toads have lungs. Fish have gills. I saw the fish were gaining, their cold fish eyes closing in. It was then I implemented my plan. I sailed through the water and leaped into the air. I landed on a rocky bank along the meandering shore, and I looked into the hate-filled fish eyes, and I teased them. Come and get me, you suckers! Get it? Anyways, back. Well, I think I'll sing another song, and this actually is an interesting song because it actually happened to me. I was having a beer at a local bar when we were talking about Don Cherry, and I said Don Cherry should be fired. And the bar manager disagreed with me and banned me for life. Now, I don't know about you, but I remember in World War II, our forefathers fought for freedom of speech. But in this bar, you can't have freedom of speech if you don't like Don Cherry. However, we do have freedom of speech, and I have the freedom to sing about this song. It's called The Beer Nazi. Now, if you ever watched Seinfeld, there was the soup Nazi, right? No soup for you. Here it's this bar, and I'll tell you the name if you want afterwards. It's no beer for you if you don't like Don Cherry. Beer Nazi, beer Nazi, beer Nazi Pam. She's the biggest beer Nazi in all of the land. You can eat, drink, and be merry, but don't you dare criticize Don Cherry, because if you do, the beer Nazi will ban you for life. You, your children, even your ex-wife, because she's the beer Nazi, beer Nazi, beer Nazi Pam. You stop into a bar, order a drink, talk about how Don Cherry should be fired. Well, the beer Nazi don't like your expression. She comes over and orders you what to think. And she bans you for life. You, your children, and even your ex-wife. Now in New York, on Seinfeld, they had a man called the Soup Nazi, no soup for you. But in Timmins, we like our beer. And if you want to keep on drinking, you better be wary. But what you say about our God Don Cherry, you better think twice, or the beer Nazi will ban you for life. You, your children, and even your ex-wife. Oh yes, it's true. Well, I think on that note, I'll get the next plane out of here and head someplace else. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. This is Beat on the Street. If anyone wants to come up and say something, please do so. I'm going to go have myself a nice, cool drink, and we'll be back next week. I'm not sure because this place moves around, but we're going to be someplace along 3rd Avenue. And, you know, if you liked what you heard, come again. And if you didn't like what you heard, find something else to do. So, bye-bye. See you next time. And thank you to the best